Oh my goodness, it feels like spring out here today, and I'm not mad at it. You guys know I love the warm weather. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Kristi. Today, meal prep. I've not been doing meal prep for quite some time. I used to do it all the time in the very beginning of my keto journey, but I became lazy. I like convenience. And you know, meal prepping takes some time, and I do like the whole instant gratification thing like the rest of the world, but I need to get back to meal prepping, and I'm going to start doing that about every week and a half or so, something like that. Right now the meal prepping is going to be kept to a minimum because Chris isn't home. When Chris gets home, there's going to be larger quantities, but since my recent diagnosis of type 1 diabetes, I have been having to, you know, test some of the keto sweeteners. Some of those keto friendly sweeteners are no longer diabetic friendly for me. So that's one reason I've been eating at home a lot now. And I don't like to just go to the refrigerator, open it up, stand and look into that abyss and then just close it and walk away. I need something that I'm going to be able to grab, go, and at least have a snack, especially if my sugar is going down, if I'm famished. You know how it is. Sometimes you just want something sweet, and I do a lot of sweets meal prepping. I like to have, you know, my cupcakes, keto friendly, my desserts, my puddings, my jellos, things like that. So anyways, I'm talking way too much. I just wanted to say I'm getting back to meal prepping, and there's an entire playlist, so make sure you go check it out. Lots of recipes and tons of videos for you to go through. So while you're here, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so when I upload you'll know. Follow me over on Instagram. You're going to see the before and after photos. Our amazing Facebook group, All Things Keto with Kristi, will be linked in that description box, so you can click on it and go on over. Lots of discount codes will be down there as well if you need to save money on any of your favorite keto items. The link to my new channel, Easily Influenced, is going to be down there for you guys. You are going to love it over there. Now, it's not going to be keto and weight loss related. It's going to be lots of fun videos. TikTok made me buy it. Social media life hacks, kitchen hacks, bestsellers on Amazon. So go over there. Check out that description box. Okay, I've talked enough. Let's go ahead and get started with today's video. I saw this YouTube video for CJ's Keto Kitchen. They made keto Cinnabon cake. It's over on Instagram too. What I'm going to do is in the description box, I will link that YouTube video for you. I'm going to go over it. I'm not going to give you exact ingredients because this is not my recipe. Make sure you go over to them, show them some love, and tell them I sent you. It looks absolutely amazing, and I'm dying to try this. So this recipe does call for the cake. It calls for the swirl, that cinnamon swirl that goes in it, and it also calls for the glaze that goes on top. So for the cake, you want an 8x8 pan. Preheat your oven at 350. You're going to need baking powder, sour cream, coconut flour, almond flour, eggs, vanilla extract, salt, a sweetener of choice, and coconut oil. So we're going to start out with the cake layer. It said in the instructions to mix your dry ingredients first. There's the dry ingredients. So all I'm going to do is just mix that up before I add in the wet. There's the cake mixture. It says in the directions, will be very thick. It is. Spray down an 8x8 pan. I'm just using one of the Reynolds that has the lid to it. I picked these up at Walmart. So I'm going to put my olive oil spray in this first. Now it says just to take this mixture, spread it into the bottom of your 8x8 pan. There's what it looks like. I did lick the spoon. This cake batter tastes amazing. It tastes like a sugar cookie. Now for the cinnamon mixture that's going to go on top of this, you're going to need a brown sugar keto-friendly substitute. I'm using the Swerve Brown, almond flour, ground cinnamon, and butter. There's the cinnamon mixture. It says go ahead and pour over top of the cake mixture. So we're going to do that as evenly as possible. All I'm doing is just taking the pan and letting it run from side to side. Directions say get a knife and then run it through this mixture just so that you can make some swirls. Okay, time to go in the oven. 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. You know how this goes. Everybody's oven's different, so make sure you check it. While that's in the oven, I'm gonna go ahead and get the glaze together that goes over top. That's gonna require liquid Splenda, cream cheese, and heavy whipping cream. Okay, this yummy deliciousness was in there exactly 30 minutes. I checked on it at about 25 minutes and it was still a little wiggly in the middle. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to pour that topping. It says to do that while it's still warm. Before I spread this on, I wanted you to see the consistency of this cream cheese. Does that not look amazing? I wanna make sure I get all of that on every single inch. There's what it looks like when it's done. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and link this down below in the description box for you. But Sarah did an amazing job. Make sure you check out CJ's Keto Kitchen. They probably have no idea that I stalk the recipes, but I do. Huge fan, guys, huge fan. Seriously, I've done nothing today, not even brushed my hair, but I wanted to do a taste test for you guys. That's delicious. I think it said 6 total carbs per slice and 3 net carbs. And this makes 9 servings, worth every carb. Just so you know though, I did do something wrong. I didn't swirl enough. Swirl, swirl, swirl. I watched the video after making this because all I did was just read the instructions, the printout. Watch the video, guys, because she goes over how you need to swirl this up so much that it becomes crumbly so that that cinnamon goes all the way through. Great Thanksgiving morning breakfast. Great for brunch. Oh, delicious, delicious. I'm gonna be making some pumpkin pie fat bombs. This is a recipe I came up with when I first started keto. Now I'm only gonna make half of a recipe because it's only gonna be me eating them, but I'm gonna give you the ingredients and measurements for a full recipe. And I will have the video linked in the description box and also up in the cards, as well as coconut manna or coconut butter in case you wanna order some. I'll also have linked the little silicone muffin pan or tin that I put these in because they pop in and out really easily and they're the perfect size. Now, if you check out the video, it's gonna tell you the macros, it's gonna tell you how much it makes, all of the very important information a lot of you guys want. So if you're gonna make the full recipe, you're gonna need 1/4 cup of the coconut butter or coconut manna. I get mine right here off of Amazon. You'll need 1/2 cup of coconut oil, 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree. You want to get the 100% pumpkin with nothing else added. 1 pecan for each fat bomb. 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. 1 teaspoon of maple extract. Now that's going to be optional, but I love to add maple to pretty much anything and everything. And then you're going to need your sweetener of choice. I'm going to be using 1/4 cup of pure. Add your sweetener of choice a little bit at a time, then do a quick taste test. I like things super sweet, so you may not. It's best if you start out with your coconut oil in liquid form, and you're going to want to mix in your pumpkin puree when it's warm or at room temperature. Now that I have it all in a dish, I'm just gonna mix it up until there are no lumps. Now that it's completely mixed up, I'm just going to fill up the little silicone pan. This one is the mini. I like to put it on a cooking sheet because I'm gonna be putting this in the freezer so that it hardens up. They're gonna set up really quickly that way. And it's going to be easier to transfer in and out because it is going to be on this flat, hard surface. Now that I have it portioned out, I'm just going to take my pecans and add 1 to the top of each one of my fat bombs. That's what they look like before I put them in the freezer. Now, I'm going to be honest, I only made half a batch for 2 reasons. First, I was out of coconut oil and I just had enough to make half a batch. But most importantly, these are so good, they're dangerous. I could eat every single one of these in a day. So half a batch, hopefully, is going to keep me more accountable and I'm not going to scarf down 16 instead of just 8. Now, put them in the freezer until they set up. These were in the freezer about 30 minutes. Truthfully, they didn't need that long. I love using these little silicone molds because they just pop right out. I just store these in a glass container with an airtight lid, and I put them in the freezer because I like them frozen, but you can definitely store these in the refrigerator if you want them a little softer. If you have self-control, unlike me, I highly encourage you to go ahead and make the full recipe, again, linked below, because these are absolutely delicious. Lately, I've been obsessed with chia seed pudding. I used to eat it all the time in the beginning, completely forgot about it, just started eating my Jell-O, but now I'm back to the chia seed. Today, I'm gonna do a chocolate one. Let me show you how to throw this together. 1/4 cup chia seeds, 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream, 1/2 cup of unsweetened milk of choice, like your almond milk. I'm using cashew milk this time. Unsweetened, of course, remember, unsweetened. 1/2 cup. 1.5 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. I'm using Hershey's. 2 tablespoons of stevia. I'm using Pure. It's one of my favorites. It's easily accessible. You can find it pretty much anywhere. A couple of drops of vanilla extract, probably around 1/2 teaspoon. Whisk this all together until there are no clumps left from that cocoa powder. So after mixing this up, I like to check the consistency. It is going to thicken up after it has set in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes or so. As it chills, the chia seeds are gonna like swell and it's gonna absorb some of this and it's just gonna become thicker. But for me, this just seems a little runny. It's always best to err on the side of caution and go with the lowest amount of chia seeds and then build your way up. So what I'm gonna do is put about another tablespoon in these. Okay, for me, that's starting to look like the perfect consistency. But again, start out with that 1/4 cup. You may not like chia seeds like I do. Put your lid on this, cover it tightly, put it in the refrigerator, let it chill 30 minutes or overnight, and enjoy. You guys know I've been struggling, right? So ever since the diagnosis of type 1 diabetes, I have been struggling for sweets, and I have to be able to put my own ingredients in it so that I know exactly what's going to spike me or not. I made some no-bake keto peanut butter balls. This is the recipe. Again, this one's not mine. I'm not going to go over everything in it, but it is minimal. Basically, we're talking about no sugar added peanut butter. This one uses your keto-friendly sweetener, and then it uses coconut flour as your filling. And then, of course, just your favorite sugar-free chocolate chips. I will link this one in the description box. The recipe makes 18. I cut it in half, and I only, well, it's supposed to make 9, but I think I made like 12 out of these. I've got them made, and now I'm gonna put them in the freezer. That way, when I want something sweet, I'll just be able to pull these out and I'll be able to have one, but they're not going to be readily available in the refrigerator so that I can just eat the entire thing. So I'm making lots of sweets this week. I need to have them on hand. Okay, I'm gonna put these back in the freezer now. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope everyone's having an amazing week. Let me know, what are you meal prepping? I need some ideas. Do you have a favorite fall recipe? I'm obsessed with all things pumpkin right now. I'm going through cans and cans and cans of pumpkin. And pumpkin is hard to find. Okay, have a wonderful week. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.